History, Class 10, Chapter 1, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe, Part 4. Map of Italy. Now we are going to learn about the unification of Italy. Italy was politically divided into various small states which were ruled by monarchies. During the mid-19th century, only the state of Sardinia-Piedmont was ruled by an Italian monarchy. The northern states were under the Austrian monarchy. Central Italy was under the control of the Pope, and the states in the south were under the control of the Bourbon kings of Spain. Giuseppe Mazzini was a revolutionary who actively supported the unification of the Italian states. For achieving this aim, he formed a secret society called Young Italy. Mazzini could not fulfill his aim of unifying Italy. The state of Sardinia-Piedmont took the responsibility of fulfilling this task of unification of Italy after the failed uprisings in 1831 and later in 1848. The king of Sardinia-Piedmont, Victor Emmanuel II, was actively helped by his chief minister Cavour. Count Cavour led the process of the unification of Italy. In 1859, the state of Sardinia-Piedmont defeated the Austrians. In 1860, the Italian forces, helped by Giuseppe Garibaldi and his volunteers known as Red Shirts, marched into southern Italy and unified it with Italy. King Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the King of United Italy. The complete unification of Italy was achieved in 1871. Now, map of United Kingdom, we are going to learn about the unification of England. Great Britain, a nation state. The transformation of Great Britain into a nation state was not a sudden process. There was no one British nation before the 18th century. People residing in the British Isles were mainly English, Welsh, Scots and Irish. These ethnic groups had distinct political and social traditions. As the English nation grew in wealth and power, it began to dominate the other islands. In 1688, the English Parliament seized power from the monarchy. The Parliament passed the Act of Union in 1707, by which England and Scotland were unified, resulting in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The Catholic clans that inhabited the Scottish Highlands suffered terrible repression whenever they attempted to assert their independence. The Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wear their national dress, and large numbers were forcibly driven out of their homeland. Now, Ireland. Ireland was inhabited by Protestants and the Catholics. The English supported the Protestants and established their rule with their help and support. Catholics, who constituted a majority in the Ireland, revolted against the British on numerous occasions but were suppressed. Ireland forcibly became a part of Britain in 1801. After a failed revolt led by Wolfton and his United Irishmen, Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1801. A new British nation was forged through the propagation of a dominant English culture. The symbols of New Britain, the British flag, that is Union Jack, the national anthem, the English language, were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinate partners in this union. The revolutions of the liberals. The year 1848 was a year of the revolts. These revolts were led by the educated middle class. In the revolution of February 1848, The French monarch was dethroned and the country became a republic based on universal male suffrage. In other parts of European nations, states did not yet exist, such as Germany, Italy, and Poland. The men and women of the liberal middle classes demanded constitutionalism with a national unification. In Germany, people of educated middle class came together and decided to vote for an all German National Assembly. Now, the next topic is hunger, hardship, and revolt. The 1830s were years of great economic hardship in Europe. It was because the first half of the 19th century saw an enormous increase in population all over Europe. During the 1830s, there was a large scale unemployment in Europe. In most of the European countries, employment opportunities were less, whereas job seekers were many. Cities had become extremely overcrowded. As a result, slums had started coming up as more people migrated from the rural areas to the urban areas. Small producers in towns were often faced with the stiff competition from the imports of cheap machine made goods from England, where industrialization was more advanced, especially in textile production. Peasants struggled under the burden of feudal dues and obligations. The rise of food prices or year of bad harvest led to widespread poverty in towns and countryside. Thank you, children.